Could not run the Plaza Theater without the help of our volunteers, and we're always looking for volunteers, so come join us.
So I'm sure you got some good popcorn while you were enjoying the movie, but maybe you have an appetite for something a little more hearty. Let's head on over to the Hamburger Wagon.
The best is as they come.
All right, so now we're coming up to the Hamburger Wagon, and we're going to talk to Jack Sperry, the owner, and this is an awesome place. It's an actual wagon. How did this come about?
It is. Well, back in 1913, we're 108 years old. We feel we're the nation's oldest food truck.
Jack credits Sherman Conkey Porter, who shared his family recipe that fed thousands of relief workers during the Great Flood of 1913.
And started selling them, I think, for a nickel on Saturdays. And demand was so much it swelled that it became an everyday activity.
Nowadays, people come from all across the country to get these burgers. But you folks are coming back into town to visit. You said you had to come to the Hamburger Wagon.
Absolutely. I grew up here. Not every time, but a lot of times when I come back, this is the one place I love to eat the burgers because of the flavor. It's delicious.
Check this out. This is our product. This is our traditional slider. They're small. We cook them in a cast iron, 20-inch cast iron skillet, and they come simply with onion, pickle, salt, and pepper. As our sign says, no steak and cheese or sloppy sauces. We've been doing them the same way for the last 108 years. Let's try it, see what you think.
All right. Fantastic. We spent the whole day in Miamisburg, and I feel like we barely scratched the surface of things to do. I can't wait to come back. Austin Cheney, News Center 7.
Sounds like he had a lot of fun. News Center 7 wants to see your community as well. So send us a message on our WHIO Facebook page so we can highlight the areas you love. If you missed any of our previous 7 Seas Your Town stories, or you just want to see them again, check out our free streaming app, WHIO TV Now. It's a free download on your Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Smart TV. One of those sliders sometime soon. It's 78 degrees in the Dayton area right now. Let's get a check on the forecast. Here's Storm Center 7 meteorologist Kirstie Zontini.
Yeah, that's right. Austin gave them 2 thumbs up, and his photographer also loved them as well. So we'll be on that wagon for sure. In terms of what we can expect it today, after school, today and tomorrow, obviously we've got kids back in class, and if not, your kids may already start doing some after-school practices for sports here that'll be kicking off in the fall. So keep in mind today, it is all about the heat, and we will have high temperatures in the low 90s. The heat index will easily go over 100 this afternoon, ranging anywhere from 100 to 105. The UV index will be high. Our pollen count is also high, and we will have off and on thunderstorms. So today, the thunderstorm activity will be a little more isolated, mainly north of I-70. Tomorrow, we will have a cold front coming through, so it looks like we'll get another round of some storms throughout our Friday afternoon and evening. Now, it is important to talk about heat index because it is the measure of how our body will feel outside when we're dealing with not only hot temperatures, but also that high moisture content to the air. So today we are in a range where the heat index will be anywhere from 90 to over 103, which does mean if you're going to be physically exerting yourself, whether it is sports or you work outside, it's possible to deal with heat exhaustion, heat cramps, and possibly even something more severe like heat stroke. So making sure you're taking care of yourself throughout the day today as this heat advisory continues until 8 o'clock. This morning, we are already in the upper 70s. It's 77 degrees in Dayton, 75 in Troy, 77 in Centerville. The dew points are in the 70s, so kind of indicating that moisture is in the air for us, and that's going to help to lead to that high humidity later this afternoon. We'll be around 94 degrees in Dayton. That means it's going to feel like 104. 91 in Fort Laramie will feel like 100 degrees, and 92 in Sydney is going to feel like 101. We are keeping an eye on this area of showers and thunderstorms, though it is expected to weaken as it heads through the rest of Indiana. Eventually, we might get some rain shower activity here a little bit later this morning, mainly across the northern Miami Valley. So we'll be monitoring that as we head over the next couple of hours. You can see, though, for most of us, especially early this morning before the sun comes up, we are all pretty quiet. Timing out the thunderstorms, as I mentioned, we'll have a few, I think, later this morning, dry at lunchtime, and then the window opens up again for some pop-up storms between 4 and 9 o'clock today. I'll show you this on Futurecast. Now, Futurecast totally kills out those showers and storms to our west. I think we might still have a few that make it in as we head a little closer to 7 or 8 o'clock. Then as we get towards lunch, you can see you're going to get some sunshine that's really going to bump the temperatures up very quickly. And with that increase in the instability, we see a couple storms start to fire back off then by the late afternoon. So there's 5 o'clock. We have some storms passing through. They exit. We'll see some dry weather for the first part of the evening. And then overnight ahead of a cold front, it does look like we'll start to see some showers and storms in the early morning hours Friday, brief break. And then as that line pushes back in, we'll get a couple more storms for the late afternoon. So we are stormy off and on between today and tomorrow. You will want to stay weather aware. WHO weather app, you can kind of keep an eye on things with the interactive radar. Once we head past Friday night, though, we will get back to dry conditions, and this weekend looks fantastic. Humidity, big drops. You will not feel that stickiness in the air, but it's still going to be nice and warm to get outside, go swimming, maybe go enjoy area lake or river here in the Miami Valley. And for the kids that do start school next week, a little bit more comfortable with highs in the mid-80s on Monday. Let's get a check on what you could expect as you're heading out the door this morning. Sergeant Mark has a look at our commute forecast. Good morning, Sarge.
And good morning to you, Kirstie. It's been a decent start to the morning drive. Out on the freeway, things look good. We just checked northbound 675 from Route 35 to Interstate 70. That's a 13-mile drive, and that one is taking about 12 minutes according to what we're seeing on the road sensors. Several areas we have school starting today, so we expect to see obviously more bus traffic and more pedestrian traffic. That would be the Clayton-Inglewood area, Northmont District, also Kettering and Jefferson Township. We're watching traffic and expecting traffic to increase in all those areas. I'm Sergeant Mark Bauer, WHIO Team Traffic.
All right, Sergeant, thank you. 522 now, 77 degrees. It could cost you more to send your gifts this holiday season. The surcharges the U.S. Postal Service is considering for the busiest time of year. More relief is on the way for Americans paying student loans. The one group a loan provider believes will benefit the most from this extension.